Exploration and trials. Adventuring is right up my alley.
Shower me with praise! Strike a pose! Wow, what an amazing view! And we can even see some Kaholosaurs here and there. Hey, why don't we try to get a picture with one or two of them in the wild? Well, they're so cute. They probably won't do that. Right? Huh? What's happening over there? Help! Somebody help us! Ah! Wild Kaholosaurs are actually biting people! Yeah, those two are in trouble! The legendary traveler and her trusty sidekick Paimon will not stand by idly!
Get back!
Don't panic! Just hang in there!
Finally! Someone's coming! Please help us! Yoo-hoo! Let's ride!
Judging from your clothes, you must be scholars from Sumeru, right?
Yes, I'm Karya, and this is my senior Varamdra. Thank you so much for saving us. That was a little too close.
Don't mention it! Handling these sort of things is practically second nature to us by now. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler!
Still, it seems that all the Kaholosaurs just ran off. We need to capture at least one alive.
Capture one alive?
Correct. Say, I can see you are very skilled at dealing with them. Do you think you could use me as live bait to help us capture one? I will pay you for the effort.
Well...
Apologies. Varamdra has been hyper-focused on his research. So please, don't be too hard on him.
Oh, no worries. But why did you approach a whole group of wild Kaholosaurs, and what's this talk about capturing them? Paimon's pretty sure that's not what they're trying to do.
I'm sure we must look very silly. The fact of the matter is that we're searching for a mysterious island from a certain legend. It's said that a very important clue about the island can be found on Kaholosaurs, so... approaching them without the help of a guide from the people of the Springs was certainly an unwise choice on our part.
A mysterious island?
Yes. There is a legend from the people of the Springs that mentions a mysterious island. And Varamdra believes the key to his research can be found there.
Are you certain you two won't consider my proposal to capture one?
Some proposal? There's no way we'd be willing to use a person as live bait!
Then I suppose discussing it any further will just be a waste of time. I must come up with another solution.
Ramdra.
Oh, all right. You did rescue Karya and I just now, and I suppose I should express some gratitude. Thank you very much.
A little awkward, but Paimon will take it.
We should move on, Karya.
Yes, thank you again. My apologies. Ramdra really doesn't have the best people skills.
That's all right. Bye now. You really don't see a pair of adventurers like those two every day. But anyway, Paimon's really curious about that mysterious island that lady just mentioned. Yeah, who knows? There might be treasure! After all the amazing places we've explored during our adventures, finding some mysterious island should be a walk in the park for us. Oh, you're right. The lady mentioned that the mysterious island is related to a legend of the people of the springs. So maybe we can start by asking some of them about it. Time's ticking, let's get started on our next adventure! But the real question is, who should we ask? That's an idea. If anyone, the chief of the tribe should know the details. Someone looking for me? Oh, why, if it isn't the traveler and her companion. So what brings you here? Do you need help with anything? We want to visit the mysterious island. The mysterious island, huh? Is there something wrong? I'm assuming you two are already aware that this island is related to a legend of my people. Yeah, but now that you mention it, we don't know anything about the actual legend yet. Then allow me to explain it to you two. It is said that the first chief of the people of the Springs was the most outstanding guide in all of Natlan. He discovered many deserted domains and found countless treasures. But to prove himself once more, he embarked on yet another journey in search of a legendary, mysterious island. He endured many hardships along the way, but he persevered and managed to reach the destination. The island emits a golden light where countless treasures are buried. But instead of claiming the treasures for himself, he left behind a trail of clues that lead to the island. Since then, many people from later generations have undertaken the challenge of finding the island. After all, to find the island is to find riches and glory. Oh, that makes sense! So could you tell us how to get to that island? Oh, Paimon gets it! This is like a big secret for the people of the spring, so you can't just tell anyone, right? On the contrary, it's quite the opposite. The legend and the clues needed to find the island are all already known to the public. Oh! Well, then what's the problem? Well, I'm willing to answer your question in exchange for a favor. What do you think? Sure thing! But what do you need us to do? Then you have my thanks. Allow me to tell you some details. I'll be honest, there are some among the tribe who are of rather base character. Not long ago, I received a report that a few of them were working together to scam visitors. As the chief of the tribe, I was very ashamed to hear of this. It's really hard to believe that could happen. They are targeting tourists who wish to visit that island. According to my sources, they would trick tourists into believing they are trustworthy guides before luring the tourists into spending a fortune for the sake of reaching the island. They run a pretty sophisticated operation. They would always claim the scammed money is some kind of legal travel expenditure, so it's hard to use that to directly convict them. So, I was hoping to find someone who could approach them and pretend to get scammed. Doing so would allow us to gather the evidence required to bring them to justice. The problem is, they would certainly recognize anyone associated with me, which is why I haven't been able to carry out the plan yet. Oh, Paimon understands now! We're the perfect bait because we're both tourists. Exactly! And as far as I know, you two are no pushovers. No matter what nefarious schemes they may come up with, you'll be perfectly capable of protecting yourselves, right? You betcha! If it's just a few scammers we're talking about, she'll take them all down! Wonderful! Then here, please take this. Whoa, that's a lot of Mora! Did we already earn a bonus? There will be plenty of rewards if you manage to catch those scoundrels. This Mora, however, is for other purposes. I'm sure some spending will be required on your part before they lower their guard. I certainly wouldn't expect you to pay out of your own pockets. So please use the Mora as needed, and collect as much evidence as possible. No wonder you're the chief. Seems like you've already thought of everything. Okay, we'll take it from here. I've marked the location of the scammers on your map. I'll leave the rest to you two. This should be the place. Now let's see if anyone around here looks like a scammer. Oh, right. We should pretend we are innocent tourists with no idea about what's going on. But how should we lure those scammers out? Good idea. Speaking of which, Paimon's dying to know what kind of treasures could be buried on the mysterious island. Wonder if anyone's ever really seen them before.
Ah! Are you two visitors from afar looking to visit the mysterious island?
Who the... Oh, looks like we managed to lure them out already. Oh, pardon. Is something the matter?
I just happened to overhear you two talking about the mysterious island. I assume you two must be tourists, brought here by the legend and looking for the island. Am I right?
Hello, Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. That's right. We were just getting ready to look for that island from the legend.
In that case, as a qualified guide, I certainly cannot allow you to embark on such a dangerous journey.
Uh-huh.
As the legend says, if you can manage to reach the mysterious island, riches and glory will be yours for the taking. Be that as it may, the journey to the island is full of untold perils and dangers. It would be nigh impossible for any average person to reach the island. But you are in luck. Allow me to tell you the purpose of our services. It just so happens that our mission as guides is to help visitors avoid danger, find shortcuts, and successfully reach their destination. Please, there's no need to worry. This was just one point I had to make perfectly clear. Although the legend and the clues to finding the island are known to everyone, the leads left behind by our ancestors are as enigmatic as riddles found on a lost treasure map. Only guides bestowed with the legacy of our ancestors can correctly decipher the clues. Tourists who rashly embark on their own often wind up lost and encounter unnecessary dangers.
Huh. He actually sounds pretty convincing.
But it seems like fate has brought us together. So, what say you to having me as your guide?
So how much will you charge us?
Not to worry. I don't intend to charge any fees.
So you'd be working for free?
For us, people of the Springs, guiding guests to the mysterious island is a great honor in and of itself, worth more than any amount of mora.
Smooth. My man almost wants to believe him. All right, thank you. Then please, guide us onward.
Of course. Please, follow me.
Are you two here to take pictures with the Koholosaurs?
Really? Can we?
Ahem.
Huh? Oh, you two must be here to seek insight from Atta, right?
Atta? Insight?
Shh, not so loud. Openly saying their name in such a manner will only cause them to loathe you.
I apologize for not explaining earlier. As you can see, Atta is the elder Koholosaur. My senior here is responsible to serve. Atta is highly respected among the tribe and is far more knowledgeable than other Koholosaurs. They say that Atta has actually visited the mysterious island before. Therefore, we must rely on Atta's insight to know how to get there.
Really? But how do we do that? Can a Koholosaurus elder talk?
You need only slowly approach Atta. Once Atta has confirmed your scent, they will provide their wise insight. In the language of the Koholosaurs, of course. But no need to worry. The ability to interpret this language is one of the basic skills required of a guide from the people of the Springs. I can understand Atta's instructions and will lead you on the journey ahead.
All right, then let's give it a try.
That'll be 10,000 mora per person.
Huh?
In order for Atta to give us insight, they must recall their past, which can be extremely taxing for a Koholosaur. Costs to maintain their health can be quite high, you know.
I'm sorry. Such expenses may arise in the process of finding our way, but as long as we reach the mysterious island, these costs will be quite trivial in the end.
There you have it. Paimon knew there was no such thing as a free lunch. Oh, Paimon has an idea. She bets they've just made up all that stuff about the talking Kaholosaur. But if we can get a receipt, that'll be proof that they're scamming tourists. With that kind of evidence, there'll be no doubt they're guilty.
What's taking them so long? Well, what do you say? I'll even throw in a group photo of you two with Atta. You won't ever find another deal like this.
Oh, that's an unexpected bonus. Quick, let's pay the man. Whoa, Atta really didn't try to bite us at all.
You can also pose now if you'd like a photo together.
Okay.
Oh, Atta is already speaking? Let me listen to what they have to say. Oh, I see.
Could you really get anything from that noise?
Of course! Like I said, only a guide like me can understand their language. Let's follow Atta's instructions and proceed to the next area.
Here's your group photo. I even packaged it up for free.
Any chance we could get a receipt for that?
No problem at all. Here you go.
Please, come with me.
We still have a lot of the Chief's Mora to use. Why don't we keep up the act and gather some more evidence? Paimon's curious what other tricks these scammers are using. These guys are going way too far. He keeps coming up with some far-fetched reasons to make us pay for everything. With all the evidence we have now, we could bring him straight to the chief and he'd definitely be convicted. But after handing over all that Mora, Paimon kinda wants to see if he'll actually take us to the island or not.
Sorry to keep you waiting. After all the clues we've gathered, I've managed to find a shortcut to the island.
Oh, alright, then let's get going!
Rev the engines!
This is the spot. The trails of sunlight will guide the way. Once you cross the rushing water, the light of the setting sun shall reveal everything. Atta's insights have already pointed us to the destination. It's just on the opposite bank.
You mean, we're almost there? Huh. But there wasn't even anything exciting about this journey.
As I said before, this is a shortcut. If I took you on some arduous path after all the Mora you spent, that wouldn't make me look like a good guide, don't you think? Anyway, there's no time to lose. We need to get there before sunset.
Strike a pose!
According to Atta's insights, this is the place. We're here.
You mean the mysterious island?
Yes, I've led you to the island just as I promised, which means it's time for me to say goodbye.
Hold on! Are you serious? This is supposed to be the island? Then what about the treasure? And look at these wooden signs and artificial lights! Even we can tell it's fake!
All that stuff about treasure is just part of the legend. I didn't make any promises about what you'd find. And who says a mysterious island can't look like this?
Huh. Since you seem to have dropped the act, then there's no need for us to continue either. We were commissioned by the chief of the people of the Springs to gather evidence of your scamming activities. With these receipts, your scamming days are over.
You sure? Then what's written on those receipts?
Huh. Let's see. Huh? Wait, all the writing has disappeared.
I took you all this way just to buy enough time for the handwriting to disappear. Even if you were to go back to the people you paid, you'd only find that they were using fake names, making them impossible to track down. You want to report me for scamming tourists? Then be my guest. I'll just say that I'm being falsely accused. With that settled, I'll be going now.
No, he's trying to get away! Let's go after him! It's the chief!
What's the chief doing here?
I had dispatched others to secretly trail you. Thanks to you, we can finally convict him of scamming people.
Convict me? How? They don't have any evidence against me. Even as the chief, you can't just level accusations without any evidence, right?
Sorry to say it, but he got us. We lost all the evidence we had. Not to worry. Let's search him first.
Hey, what are you doing? Keep your hands off me! That's my Mora!
Yes, I see the mark. Looks like you already split the Mora before you let them here.
What do you mean?
The Mora that the Traveler and Paimon were using today were all provided by me. They all have a special mark on them.
You...
So, there must be an explanation why the Mora that should have been theirs ended up in your hands, right? There are no receipts to prove that any transactions took place, and you yourself just denied that there was a scam. So did you then take the Mora from them by force? Take Mora from others by force? Oh, that's an even more serious crime than scamming!
You... Ugh. All right. Sure, I admit that I coaxed them into spending a few times, but I wouldn't go as far as calling it scamming.
We have witnesses standing right here, you know.
Fine. Yes, it was all a scam.
Woohoo! No wonder you're the chief of the tribe! I still don't understand how so many people have been getting duped by them. You need only stop and think for a moment to see through the whole thing. If he claims to be able to find a shortcut to the mysterious island, then why hasn't he just gone there and claimed the treasure for himself? Why even bother guiding others there? That's a good point. Speaking of, have any guides from the people of the Springs ever found the treasure of the mysterious island? I can answer this question along with your previous one about how to get there. The answer is actually very simple. There is no shortcut to the island, and most people don't even meet the requirement to ever reach it. If you don't meet this single condition, then even guides from the people of the Springs, despite all of their abilities, will find it difficult to overcome the obstacles along the way. Which is exactly why, even though the clues to the mysterious island are open to the public, few have ever made it there. There's a requirement? What is it? Let me ask you something first. What do you think a real journey to the mysterious island should be like? it should probably involve overcoming a lot of hardships with your companions before witnessing some breathtaking sights, uncovering a really touching story. Oh, and scoring some super cool treasure at the end.
And therein lies the key point: overcoming hardships with your companions. It's said that when the first chief set out to search for the island, the ones who accompanied him were not clients nor tourists, but his closest friends. The legend also mentioned that only those willing to entrust their lives to one another will be able to reach the island together. Therefore, the requirement to reach the island is journeying with your closest friends, the kind of friends you would trust with your life.
So that's the key.
From what I can see, you and Paimon are exactly those kinds of friends. The kind that would trust each other with anything. But unfortunately, neither of you are experienced guides. And if you were to hire someone else, then I'm afraid you could probably never place your lives in the hands of someone you met on a pure monetary basis.
That's true.
But don't feel discouraged. I believe that this beautiful land that I call my home will not disappoint you. Whether it's remote islands or ancient ruins, I'm sure they can also provide you with plenty of exciting adventures. And let me tell you a secret. The elders once told me that beneath these very ruins lies a way to reach the sky!
Yeah, thanks for that. But knowing us, we don't give up so easily even when a place is supposedly impossible to visit.
Oh, I can understand. I won't stop you if you're still interested in finding the island. I just recommend finding a guide first who you could trust with your lives.
A guide we could trust with our lives? Oh, who knows when we'll meet someone like that around here? Oh, we could go find Mualani!
It appears you've already made up your minds. Then I'll be taking my leave. My assistants will pay you for all your help. Thanks again.
Okay, bye-bye!
Try and stop me!
Sorry, we don't carry any black swimming floaters here.
But why? Black floaters look really cool.
May I ask whether you've had some bad luck lately?
Well, yeah, sorta. The last pair of black floaters I bought ended up getting bitten by Koholosaur. I nearly drowned. Which is why I want to buy some new ones.
I knew it. I specifically asked an expert from the Masters of the Night Wind about this once. Black floaters bring bad luck.
Really?
Also, have you by any chance become a mosquito magnet? Or found yourself overheating? Maybe even suffering a little heat stroke?
Yeah, that's exactly how I've been feeling. It's all starting to make sense now.
In that case, I'd recommend either pink or blue swimming floaters. According to the experts, bright colors can not only lift your mood, but also bring good luck. I'll even offer you a discount if you'd like. Just see it as a way of celebrating your luck taking a turn for the better.
You'd really do that? Then I'll take one of each.
You got it.
Ahem.
Well, hello there! If it isn't the Traveler in Paimon.
It's been a while, Mulan. Was all that stuff you were saying just now really true? Do pink and blue floaters really bring good luck?
Of course. I know a friend who nearly drowned once, but because she was wearing blue floaters, a group of Kaholasaurs came to the rescue and brought her back to shore.
Whoa, for real?
But let's get back to why you're here. Are you looking to buy some water sports products? Come on, don't be strangers now. I can give you whatever you need. You are guests here, after all. It's only natural for me to give some gifts to you.
No, we actually came here to ask you to be our guide.
Well, you've come to the right person. So, where do you want to go?
We want to visit the mysterious island from the legend.
A trip to the mysterious island? Oh.
You have any concerns, Mulan?
I assume you're already aware of how difficult the trip will be, right?
Yep, your chief has already made that pretty clear. But with our adventuring experience and with you as our guide, we'll definitely be able to reach the mysterious island.
Then I'll have to explain some things to you first. I learned all my skills as a guide from Uncle Nu, and he's the best guide in the whole tribe. But apparently, even he has never successfully reached the island. With a good guide to lead the way, a journey should usually be fun and pleasant. However, going to the mysterious island is different, and I don't know if I can guarantee that. But since it's you two asking, I definitely won't refuse. It's just my duty as a guide to explain these things before I officially agree to go on the journey.
Paimon thought this would be a piece of cake for you, but it seems like we're actually asking a lot. Paimon will feel really guilty to make a friend go through a bunch of trouble just for the sake of finding some treasure. Mualani?
Whoa, what's the hurry?
Come on, what are you waiting for? Kolo just got back to the tribe. I heard he found another underground ruin full of treasure.
Oh, Kolo's back. Wait for me.
Who's Kolo?
Oh, he's currently ranked as the #1 guide in the People of the Springs. Besides the tribe's first chief, he's the only other guide who's ever made it to the mysterious island.
Really?
He's always out and about, so we don't get to see him often. Sounds like this is quite an occasion, though. Let's go check it out. Let me put up the closed sign first. Okay, come with me.
The crystals you asked for can only be found in caverns deeper than 500 meters underground. Here, have a look for yourself. As for the people you asked me to take along, they almost all got lost in a cave. Out of my sense of duty as a guide, I brought them all back. Next time, just save the trouble and let me go alone. Indeed. Well done.
No wonder he's the best. I wouldn't dare to go more than 200 meters down into a cavern like that.
I wonder how much he made this time.
Whoa, it really does sound like a super amazing guide. Do you think you could get some pointers from him, Mualani? Who knows, maybe he could save us some trouble on our trip to the mysterious island.
Ko'olo always treats his experience like trade secrets. He never tells anyone anything about being a guide.
Oh, okay.
But one day, I'll also be able to reach the island.
That's him, right? Do you really think you'll be able to get his help?
Allow me to do the talking. You must be the top guide of your tribe. I have a commission that I hope you'd be willing to consider.
That guy sure looks familiar. Oh, aren't those two the scholars from Sumeru who were bitten by the Koholosaurs? They also wanted to go to the mysterious island, right? Seems they finally realized that they need a guide.
A commission? Since you've obviously heard about my abilities, have you also happened to hear about my rates? If you're not intimidated by the price, then we can talk.
Yes, I've looked into everything I need to know. As long as the trip is a success, then the commission fees won't be a problem.
Oh? And where is it you want to go?
The mysterious island.
Just as Paimon thought.
But first, please don't misunderstand. I'm no tourist. I wish to visit the real place.
You hear that? He wants to go to the island.
In that case, Ko'olo's the only one for the job. But the journey to the island requires a lot more than just a guide, right?
Since you want to visit the real mysterious island, then I'm sure you've also heard about the requirement for our trip, right?
Yes, I know. According to the legend, only those who are willing to entrust their lives to one another will be able to reach the island together. I must reach that island, even if that means putting my life in someone else's hands. I have made up my mind.
Don't waste your words on me. The way I see it, the requirement is just a way to weed out those who do not have the skills to reach the island by themselves.
You...
You say you'd put your life in somebody else's hands? Ridiculous. Even if someone were to trust me with their life, they'd just be another burden. Let's look at it the other way around. Why would I place my life in the hands of someone whose abilities are far below mine? That is what the legend is really hinting at here. Many guides in the tribe have received commissions like this, only to end up bogged down by their incompetent clients long before reaching the destination. How do you think I reached the mysterious island? I made it because I chose to go alone.
Well, I'm different. I'm no ordinary tourist.
That doesn't make much of a difference to me. You'll give up halfway at best, which is a waste of my time. And a waste of your commission fees. I can tell you're just looking to explore something new. If that's the case, then you can find another guide in the tribe. For example... new student, over there.
What's up with that guy's attitude? Paimon takes back everything nice she said about him.
I have things to do now. Goodbye.
Hold on, Ko'olo.
What's wrong? I'm only introducing a potential client to you because I know you're a teacher. In fact, I'd say it's quite the opportunity.
Never mind that for now. I don't agree with your views on the island. Uncle New taught me that...
I know. You're just the same as him. You both obviously hope to prove yourselves, but still think that you have to follow the legend to the letter, waiting for a cumbersome client to find you before even trying to set off.
Mualani?
The rare ores I brought back are proof that I've been to the island. But as for New, where's his proof? Why don't you wait until he's actually found the island before you start using his views to refute me?
I'm really sorry. I just wanted to take you to see what the excitement was all about. I wasn't planning on getting into an argument with him again.
That Kolo seemed to harbor some kind of grudge against you, Mualani. Or maybe your teacher.
I know. Quite an impressive achievement for my teacher, huh? Even the best guide in the tribe can't stop talking about him.
Oh, Paimon thought you'd be more upset.
Of course not. Uncle New has also argued with Ko'olo before. I've already heard the same words several times now. But it's hard to prove anything to him unless you've actually been to the island. That's right. It's just that I've always seen the journey as something super important and not to be taken lightly. I was really surprised when you asked me to be your guide today. After telling you about all the dangers with such a serious face, I didn't make you think that you're causing me trouble, did I?
Actually, Paimon did think about taking our invite back.
No, please don't do that. Actually, that is also a part of what Uncle New taught me as a guide. The difficulty of the trip is the very first thing that needs to be clearly laid out to the group. If you want a chance of reaching the destination together, you must first reach a consensus on the amount of effort that will be required. I always felt that my teacher is no less skilled than Ko'olo. But Uncle New has never been to the island, so Ko'olo always uses that to push us down. So, as Uncle New's student, I've always wanted to complete the trip to prove his skills. It's a pity that I've never had the chance.
But don't you have that chance now, Mulani? If you'd agree to be our guide, we're completely willing to trust you with our lives. With the help of the renowned traveler and her trusty companion, you'll definitely be able to find the mysterious island. Then you can come back and teach that Ko'olo a lesson.
Oh, Paimon. Come on, bring it in.
Aw, you're making Paimon blush.
Alrighty then. If we're gonna go, we should start preparing right away. I've already had the plans for this trip written out for some time. Come with me.
Oh, it's that scholar guy. Paimon almost forgot he was still here.
Scholar guy? My name is Varamdra. Please use it.
I didn't expect to see you again, Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, and it's that lady too. Hello again.
Excuse me, Miss Guide. Since we've been referred to you, would it be okay for us to join your journey?
I'm Mualani. Just call me by my name. As for whether or not you can come along, I'm sure you've already heard the requirements. We've only just met, and I'm not sure you're cut out for this trip. The path to the mysterious island is a grueling one.
Oh.
I admit that after coming to Natlan, I've encountered many things outside of my field of expertise. It's understandable you're worried that we'll slow you down. So how about this? We'll set off with you as ordinary travel companions, and I'll pay you the usual commission fees. But we won't officially be your clients. In other words, you needn't shoulder the responsibility of being our guide. And even if something were to happen to us, your reputation as a guide won't be tarnished as a result. How does that sound?
If you accompany us, then you are a member of the team. I could never agree to such a careless deal. Oh, don't tell me you think I'm the same kind of person as Ko'olo.
So you still refuse? Fine. Kariel, put the Mora for the return trip in your backpack. Without a guide, the road ahead may be dangerous, so please don't follow me.
Varamdra?
Now he wants to go alone? Why is this guy so obsessed with that island?
Wait! Please don't do this in front of a guide. I can't let a tourist go on some dangerous journey all alone. Even my sweet mom would give me a harsh scolding if I ever let you do that.
I'm so sorry for the trouble. Really.
Don't say that. Although it'd be inappropriate to bring along two strangers I just met, there is another solution. How about this? Let's meet up tomorrow morning at the monument near the tribe's southeastern slope. I'll see you there.
So you've decided to accept my offer?
No. My plan is to use some of our time together to turn you from strangers into friends. The kind we can trust with our lives.
That's your plan? Very well, then.
Wonderful. On behalf of both Varamdra and I, thank you so much.
Pretty sure only Mualani could come up with a plan like that.
We need to get started on our preparations. Come with me.
Hip.
Hey, Alafa. I've got some business for you.
We've been over this before. The name's Yellowfath.
I know. It's just that Lafa sounds so much cuter.
Well, since you're the customer here, I guess whatever floats your boat.
I need a camping tent with all the accessories. Only the best you've got.
Another commission, huh? Just so you know, a full tent according to your standards is gonna be pricey. Is your client covering the bill?
How much are we talking?
Don't worry about the costs. I'll take care of it.
Oh, but that's not right.
Ahem. Let's make this clear, Traveler and Paimon. We're not working together like this is a hired commission, are we?
Oh, no! We're traveling as close friends who trust each other with anything.
That's what I thought. Honestly, I can be a little picky when it comes to camping equipment, and I don't want my friends to be paying for me. But don't worry, it's not that expensive. We're ready, Lafa.
Your total is 200,000 mora.
Isn't that still a lot for you, Mualani?
Just imagine us in the wilderness, okay? We can either sleep out in the open, tired and weary, or simply spend a week's worth of pocket money and completely solve that problem. I'd say that's a great deal.
You call that a week's worth of pocket money? Are you rich, Mualani?
That's not important. We still need to buy some equipment from another store. Come with me.
Try and stop me!
Afternoon, Uncle On.
You call me uncle, but I'm old enough to be your grandfather, you know.
Because you're still young, Uncle On. Hey, can you help me find something kind of rare? I can negotiate the price. What do you say?
All right. What are you looking for?
A record player. Specifically, the kind that's convenient to take camping.
Ah, that model is pretty rare indeed. I thought it'd be nice to keep it as a prized collectible in the shop.
Uncle On.
Just don't break it, okay? I'll even buy it back from you when you're done with it.
Thanks, Uncle On.
A record player? Does that mean we need to buy some records too?
And that's our next stop.
Rev the engine!
Hey, Paka Paka!
Mualani? Have you finally decided to release a record of your own?
You'd be the first I'd sign with if I ever did, but not today. I just want to buy a record. The one you've been keeping from customers and listening to in secret?
Uh-huh. That's a pretty rare record, you know? Besides, I haven't even finished listening to that one yet.
Maybe I can think of a way to connect you with a friend from the Masters of the Night Wind to release a record.
Whoa, then we could produce some really wild tunes. You've got a deal.
Nice. That's the record also accounted for.
What do we need it for anyway?
Well, I asked a friend from the Masters of the Night Wind for some advice once, and apparently, playing this song at night is an effective way to keep travelers safe and sound.
Is that really a thing? Well, if it doesn't cost much, that's a nice way to make the trip a little more pleasant.
You know how it goes, Mualani. 20,000 mora for this record. That's the best I can do.
Deal.
Looks like Milani really is rich.
That should be about everything we need to buy. Next is... Ooh, I'm getting kind of nervous.
What's wrong, Mualani?
Next, I need to find my teacher and get the map to the island. Besides the legend left by the first chief, there's also a map. Well, not just a regular map, it's more like a treasure map. It's full of strange symbols, almost like it's a part of a big puzzle. Guides must draw from their experience to decipher the map's meaning and understand the route. The chief made several copies of the map and distributed them to the first members of the tribe. The copies were to be passed down to future generations, so usually a teacher will pass their copy to their student. Which brings us to today. The day I officially asked Uncle Nu for his copy of the map.
Whoa. Hearing that is also making Paimon feel a little nervous. Sounds like it must be a pretty serious moment.
Yes, but the thought of having you two by my side somehow makes me feel a lot better. We won't let Uncle Nu down, right?
That's right! Let's go and find him together!
Afternoon, Uncle Nu. I have a big surprise for you.
A surprise? Then you must be here to finally pick up the map.
You saw right through me, as always.
Did you forget that you had mentioned these two to me before? The ones who went to the Night Kingdom with you. In some sense, you could say that you've already trusted each other with your lives. It's just that my feelings are a little complicated now.
Huh?
Do you think that I'm still not ready yet, Uncle Nu?
No, I believe you are the best guide in your generation. It's just that I'm not ready yet. After all, the journey to the mysterious island is no easy feat for any guide of the people of the Springs. I'm still a little worried.
Don't worry. With our help, Mualani will definitely be able to find the mysterious island.
Yeah. This time I'll definitely be able to prove that Ko'olo is no better than Uncle Nu.
Don't misunderstand. Since you've made up your minds, I won't try to stop you. It's just... Please listen to your teacher's words once more, Mualani. Our mission as guides has never been to prove anything. There is only one thing we must do. Guide tourists safely to their destination.
I understand, Uncle Nu.
In that case, you may have the map. Also, take this with you.
What is it?
It's a talisman. Take good care of it. You must return it to me when you get back from the mysterious island.
Was this made with spinel fruit? For some reason, this doesn't look like a regular spinel fruit to me.
Right, which is precisely why it's so effective.
You really know me best, Uncle New. Alright. Traveler and Paimon, tomorrow we'll set off. Make sure you get some good rest tonight.
Yay! Paimon can't wait for another adventure! It's about time to meet up now. Let's head to the spot Mualani mentioned.
Try and stop me!
Traveler, Paimon, over here!
You're here, Mualani! Oh, and those strange scholars are here too.
Good morning, you two.
Morning!
So when are we leaving?
Seems you're as excited as a child before the start of our journey.
I just want to get down to business as soon as possible. You know this is no leisurely spring stroll, so I hope we can all act a little more professional.
Don't worry, I'm a very professional guide. Our journey to the mysterious island has officially begun.
Yay!
First, do you all see the statue here?
Uh-huh. Is it an important clue?
Well, no, it's not a clue at all. He was the first chief of the people of the Springs who came back from the mysterious island and set up this place. It's a monument. The first thing we need to do before we set off is to touch the statue and pray to our ancestors. This will make our journey to the mysterious island smoother.
Is there any theoretical basis to support that claim?
A theoretical basis? No, but my teacher taught me it's an essential step before heading to the mysterious island. Very good. You didn't try to argue with me over something that you aren't knowledgeable about. That's very professional of you.
Sure, but since this practice doesn't have an empirical basis, I won't be able to include it in my thesis.
Come on, everyone. Greetings to my ancestors. As your descendant, I'm about to follow in your footsteps and witness your accomplishments. Allow me to depart under your gaze and return under your protective watch.
It really feels like we're about to embark on a great adventure!
Now, please get ready. We're going to look for the first clue.
Speaking of which, where should we look for the clue?
At a place where many gather. Like a party.
Huh?
Rev the engines!
Wow, there are a lot Kaholosaurs here?
As expected, the first clue is related to the Kaholosaurs.
When people from outside the tribe get a copy of the map, most can deduce that the first clue is related to the Kaholosaurs. But they often end up looking in the wrong direction. When the first chief created the map, he left a special mark for this part. It's a code that the tribe uses to indicate a herd of them. So it'll be impossible to gain any leads from just finding 1 or 2 stray Kaholosaurs.
You're a real pro at this, Mualani.
But according to the information I've been able to find, Kaholosaurs don't like gathering as herds unless it's to compete for the hot springs.
So let me tell you a secret that only a guide from the people of the springs would know. It so happens that wild Kaholosaurs periodically gather in the valley up ahead. It's almost like how our tribe gathers together for festivals. Still, as soon as the season changes, the herd quickly disperses again. Unless you're a guide who's always running across Natlan, it would be very rare to ever witness such a thing.
This is a thing? I need to note this down right away and include an explanation as a part of my thesis.
According to what I've deciphered from the map, a clue is hidden deep in that valley.
But to get there, won't we have to get through the herd of Kaholosaurs?
We'll have to think of a way to sneak past without startling them. They're gathering together with their friends, so I'm sure they don't want to be disturbed.
You mean we're going to have to walk through the Kaholosaur herd? That feels a little...
Given we've agreed to work together, everyone should do their part. However, Karia has been attacked by Kaholosaurs before, so this isn't an ideal plan for her. But it shouldn't be a problem at all for me. Let's have Karia wait here, and I'll take over all the tasks that were supposed to be entrusted to her.
No worries. We don't need everyone to go. We actually need someone to stay and look after the luggage, so we'll leave that to you two. Traveler, Paimon, please come with me.
Is that so? Then that works out perfectly.
And now I understand how much you care for your assistant scholar. Follow me and stay close. Oh no, we've been spotted. Let's back off and try again.
These Kaholosaurs sure seem on guard. We'll never get through.
Given you've already used the information provided by the map to deduce that the clue is in that valley, why don't you simply chase them away? You're pretty strong, aren't you?
First of all, the elders of the tribe have always warned us to never hurt the Kaholosaurs. Doing so will almost certainly bring bad luck. And secondly, you can't just show up and intrude on others' gatherings, much less make them leave. That's just terrible.
But on what basis?
Okay. So can we figure out another way to enter the valley?
There must be a way to enter the valley without startling them. It'd take a while for me to come up with a solution on my own, so I'd like to ask everyone to help come up with some ideas.
Let Paimon think. Oh, is there a detour or another way around?
According to the map, the clue is right in the middle of the Kaholosaur herd. Even if we try to approach from the other side, we'll just run into the same problem.
This is tricky.
Karia, I've noticed that you only talk when you're trying to help smooth things over between Varamdra and the others. I'm sure you must have some ideas of your own, so why don't you share them with us?
Me? All right. When Varamdra decided to look for leads on the Kaholosaurs, I wanted to help, and so I also looked up some information about the creatures. I discovered something very interesting. We thought that the Kaholosaurs relied on their hearing to track their prey, but they also possess a very keen sense of smell. But I'm not sure how useful that information is.
Oh, that was actually very useful, Miss Karia.
You can just call me Karia.
In that case, please stay here and keep an eye on the luggage. Traveler, Paimon, come with me. I've got an idea. found it!
What's this?
The key to making our way through the herd. If the Koholosaurs have a keen sense of smell, then even if we try to sneak around and stay out of sight, they'll still notice us once we get close enough. But this plant can help us solve that problem, because its fragrance is very similar to the scent of a Koholosaur. We can apply the plant's extract to our bodies and trick their sense of smell.
So, we're gonna rub plant juice on ourselves?
Don't worry, it's also good for your skin.
Oh, Paimon feels all wet and slimy. But this actually does smell like a Koholosaur.
Perfect. Okay, let's try to make our way through again. Be sure to stay out of sight. What's that sound? Careful! Oh, it's just a young Koholosaur. Don't worry, this little one doesn't pose any danger. How could there be so many here? We can't get through! Oh, I have an idea. Wait here. Careful! Don't startle them. Follow me and stay close.